When will these people learn how to fly?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back once again with Marvel Rivals. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing pretty good. So, the closed beta test for Marvel Rivals just ended about 2 days ago. It's Monday, by the way, when I'm recording this. Obviously, as I was saying in the last time I talked about it, I did think I would get access to the beta as I did reach all the goals and stuff for the alpha. And that did happen, and I basically have spent the past 2-ish weeks playing it quite literally every single day, on and off for at least an hour or two, just to get some hours in, because I just wanted to play the game again. I had a lot of fun playing it during the alpha. I was like, I'll come back and play it again. Sure, why not? So here we are once more, and I'm gonna try and keep this relatively short. I don't want this to go on for nearly 25 minutes like the first video did, because not a lot of my thoughts have changed. I basically feel the same way in that video as I do now, because most of the stuff hasn't been altered too much. There have been some buffs, some debuffs, across the spectrum for characters. I believe Luna Snow's ult might have been slightly nerfed, where now if another character like Iron Man or Scarlet Witch uses their ult on her while she has it active, they can kill her, whereas previously she could just eat that shit like it was nobody's business. Magneto can now use a bubble shield on himself, the same way he can give it to other people, he can use it on himself now. Spider-Man now has extra charges for his Shoryuken. Previously, you could only use it once, and then you had to wait for the cooldown to end. Now you can use it at least twice before you have to wait around, which is nice. Also, by the way, shout out to Spider-Man getting a slight modification to his design. I say slight, actually, no. I just shout outs to the reworking on his design, because this is a significant improvement from what it was previously. I didn't hate the initial design per se, but there's a lot of stuff that I really didn't like, and this has gotten rid of quite a few of them. Not all of them. I really need them to stop with the segmented belt. I don't like the segmented belt. I think the segmented belt looks really stupid, but everything else I think is really nice. I especially like the red spider logo on the back. You know, that should have been there from the start, but it's here now. I like it, and I gotta say, the black axe outlining around it, that pops so much more than I thought it was going to. Like, that looks so nice. But yeah, okay, let me shut up. Let's get back to the actual game, because yeah, for the most part, it's still Marvel Rivals. If you liked the game, if you liked what you saw of the game, or if you liked playing it, if you had access to the alpha, you're gonna still like it here. It's still the same kind of game. It's still a lot of fun. I had a good time. I actually got MVP quite a few times this time around. I only got MVP once, the first during the alpha with Magneto. This time I got it multiple times, mostly with Magneto, to be fair. I think Magneto is going to be my go-to, my main, if you will. But I got it once with Punisher, and then I think maybe once with Luna Snow, I can't remember. And also with Storm, curiously enough. I think in terms of DPS, Storm might be the character I gravitate towards now. I liked using her a hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to when I decided to give her a shot. But, okay, let's focus on the big thing here. Obviously, there was a new stage added for 2099. It was just another map for the convoy missions, which is fine. I like the convoy missions. I kind of like the convoy missions more than I like the capture the flag missions anyway, so that didn't bother me. But the actual big thing, we got 4 new characters in here. You know, 2 of them added right at the start, and then 2 of them added like halfway through. I kind of wish they just did it all at once, but I get it. SDCC was happening at the same time. You kind of want to have a surprise. So yeah, whatever. We still got a weekish to give them a shot. So, as most of my feelings about how the game plays, the game modes, how most of the roster is done, how things are balanced, is pretty much the same as it was in my initial video for the alpha, I don't really want to retread old ground. Basically, most of how I felt during then is the same as now. There might be some differences here and there, but they're minute, not enough to warrant really going into too much detail. What I really want to focus on is those new characters. So let's start with, I guess we'll start with healers and then work over to the tanks. So we'll start with Adam Warlock. I spent the least amount of all the characters. I spent the least amount of time with Adam Warlock. Initially, it was just an initial. The other characters just appealed to me more, and I kind of just wanted to play the game. And when you just want to play a game, you stick with old reliable. You stick with the characters you know how to play, which in my case was Luna Snow and Adam and Magneto. Sorry, but I did play Adam Warlock. He's sort of a mixed healer in the same way Luna is, where they are primarily a healer, but they can do some DPS, some damage if the need calls for it. Overall, I think he's got a lot of interesting ideas. Actually, Adam Warlock in some ways might be better than Luna Snow, because the thing about Adam is that his healing is a lot more immediate. You know, with Adam, you just need to be in his vicinity, and odds are his ability should work on you. Should work on you just fine. His primary attacks are a lot better, a lot more focused than I think Luna's can be. And the big thing though is his ult and his passive. So his passive ability is that when Adam Warlock gets killed the first time in a match, he has resurrection. You know, he's been hanging out with Gil from Street Fighter 3. When Adam Warlock dies, he gets auto life and can come back. Now, mind you, that passive has a cooldown of 2 minutes, and I'm not talking about 2 minutes like just while you're alive and when you die it resets. No, that's 2 minutes just permanently. You can't spam that ability, so it is well balanced in that regard, that you can't just, you know, use it, die again, and then you've got it back immediately. But it is still a very, very strong ability. The other thing though is this ult, which is just, it's Mercy's ult from Overwatch. You know, Heroes Rise Again. He just resurrects anyone in the vicinity of the use of it. Very, very powerful. But if, you know, saying that, if hearing that it's like Mercy's ult makes you terrified, don't worry, it's nowhere near as powerful. He might resurrect everybody, but he only resurrects them with a bit of health, so if done improperly, and if your team isn't able to capitalize on it, you can all immediately just get killed again upon being resurrected. Which happened to me a few times. When someone resurrected me, I wasn't prepared for it, and then I immediately just died. So Adam Warlock, very strong, very good support healer as of right now. I'm not that great with him. I think in terms of healers, I might stick with Luna, because while I think Adam may in the long run be a bit better, I don't think it's such a crazy deficit in terms of, you know, who's better here, who's the better healer, so to say. I think for the most part, all of the characters are pretty balanced, so, you know, I think you could use either one and you'll be fine. But just immediately, I think Adam Warlock is probably going to be one you're going to see a lot of people use. As to the other healer, that is our good buddy Jeff. Jeff the Land Shark from, I believe it's West Coast Avengers he showed up in. Jeff is purely support. He does have an attack. It's fine. It does do decent damage, but it's very obvious that Jeff is meant to be a support character. I actually quite enjoy what he can do. He has honestly, an endless stream of water that he can just shoot out to heal your allies, which I really like. It's just a bit more convenient, a bit easier to aim. You know, you don't have to be as precise with him. He has some great movement options as well. He can just submerge himself underwater, and he travels pretty fast across it. Mind you, that doesn't make him invincible. He can still get hit by that, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I really quite like Jeff. I also his healing orbs that he can place around is probably his best strength. Like, just being able to automatically have health pickups just sprayed around the arena so that your allies can pick them up when needed is very, very useful. So Jeff, really like him. His ult is deceptively powerful, where he can swallow the entire, he can choose an area and swallow anybody in it. And if he swallows his allies, they all get healed. If he swallows the enemies, they get damaged and he spits them back out. But with the right use of that ult, and if you're on the right map, you can do some total clownery stuff. You can absolutely troll people. Because this happened to me and I didn't get to record it, but you can swallow the enemy, and if the map you're on has a bottomless pit anywhere and you're close enough, you can carry them to that bottomless pit, spit them back out, and just watch them plummet to their deaths. It is total cheesing, and it's pretty great. It's pretty great. It's so funny to see. I couldn't even be mad about it when it happened to me, because it's like, yeah, I would do that exact same shit. But yeah, Jeff is really good. I don't know if he's as good as Adam. I don't know if he's as good as well. I don't know if he's as good as, say, Mantis as well. But he is still solid. He's still gonna be in contention, ultimately. So yeah, the healers, both good. No problems there. Now we get to the tanks. And we'll start with our boy Thor. Our other SDCC reveal, I should say, Thor. I'm mixed. As a tank, Thor feels like a variation on what Hulk is doing. Obviously, he's close quarters. He does have an interesting gimmick with Mjolnir, where at the cost of like certain, I guess, sort of ammunition, not unlike Spider-Man's web shots, or web bullets, I should say. Thor can either throw Mjolnir, or he can lunge himself at the enemy. Not a jump per se, not like Hulk, or where he just leaps at the enemy, but where he can just dash straight into them. And if he deals damage with those abilities, then he's able to actually gain armor to help him out. It's a pretty powerful ability. He can also just spend all of the ammo he's got from Mjolnir to just automatically to just get into a super mode where he can shoot lightning out, and gives him actually more projectile usage. Ultimately, I think Thor is still solid. You know, he's got a lot of strengths to him. I think he'll be better than Hulk in some ways, just because unlike Hulk, who has to get up close and personal, Thor, if you want, he can expend resources to to fight at a distance, if only briefly. But I don't know if he's as good as someone like Magneto, as someone like Doctor Strange. I think I need more time with him, and I think part of it is just a me thing, because I'm very bad at aiming physical hits. You know, physical DPS I did struggle with quite a bit, so maybe it is just a skill. Maybe I just have a skill issue. That is very much a viable thing. But he's still very solid. He's still a very good character. Like I said earlier, I don't think any character as of right now is outright bad. So yeah, Thor, a good pick for anyone who wants him. But now we get to the big boy. The big boy, who I only recorded footage of in his alt outfit, because of course I got the Marvel vs. Capcom outfit. It's Venom. Venom... Is it daring of me to say that Venom might be the best tank in the game right now? I don't know. I think that, you know, other characters like Groot is crazy, Doctor Strange is good, Magneto's really good, you know, Hulk, Thor, Spider, Penny Parker, they're all really good, but Venom, man, Venom is nuts. Venom is basically saying, hey, Venom is a character where they basically just went, hey, let's make a character who can move around the battlefield almost as fast as Spider-Man at times, but he can also take a hit worth a damn. Like, Venom, the big thing, alright, here's the thing about Venom. Venom's utilities, one, he's got the web swing and the wall crawl. That's really good. He's got much better movement, you could argue, than every other tank, just from that alone. The only thing that I think maybe could come close is the fact that Doctor Strange can make portals, but I don't know if I would really consider that the same thing. The other thing is that one of his abilities, when you're web swinging, if you get to a high enough altitude, you can do a diving strike and just head straight into the enemy, which is a great way to sort of spread people out. It causes knockback, you can deal some damage, is good. Here's the two big things. Venom has... excuse me. Venom has the ability to just shoot out his tendrils, and he latches onto everybody, and that locks them into his vicinity. So while they can move around, they can't run away. They're now stuck, tethered to him. It's almost like a less powerful version of Groot's ult, where he brings everybody together and they can't move. It's almost like that, where everybody can still move around, but they are still stuck to Venom. They can't leave his vicinity. What ties into that, though, is the more crazy ability, which is that Venom just gives himself armor. Like, I said it earlier, Thor can give himself armor, but he has to hit the opponent to do it. Venom just presses a button, and he gets armor. He just gets more armor. And the lower at health you are, the more armor you get. So Venom is just brutal to deal with, because you can have your team there, do a bunch of damage, and then Venom just pops the armor. You now can't kill him, and if, depending on the situation, Venom can then either run away to go get more health, or he can just kill you, depending on what the situation provides and depends on what they want to do. That is crazy. That is such a powerful ability to give a character. His ult is decent. It's not as crazy, I think, as the others. Oh, I would actually, by the way, I forgot to mention Thor's. Thor's ult is also decent. It's not super crazy. And Venom's is following a similar suit. His ult does give him armor as well, because Venom's whole thing, I guess, is just giving himself... No, I can't say Venom's whole thing is giving himself armor. Thor gives himself armor too, but Venom's just feels... It's so easy, I guess is the thing. The fact that Thor has to be precise with how he does it, and Venom can just automatically do it, is wild. And I think he is very much... While he might not... While you're still going to see a lot of variety in matches, and if you were watching the tournaments that were going on Friday and Saturday, you will have seen, like, yeah, there was quite a bit of variety in who was picking who. I think in the long run, Venom's probably going to be the character you might see a lot in competitive, just because of that sort of stuff. It's just a crazily good ability, but that's... but we'll just have to, for stuff like that, we're just going to have to wait and see. But that is basically it. That's all I have to say. I want to try it again. I'm going to try and keep this under 20 minutes if I can. I'd prefer it to be 10 minutes, but I don't think that's happening, so we'll try to keep it under 20 minutes. I very much like the position Marvel Rivals is in. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm eagerly awaiting to play the game again, which doesn't usually happen to me. This is not a feeling I've had about these types of games since Gundam Evolution. I usually just ignore a lot of hero stuff. Like, I don't play, to compare other games, like, I don't play Overwatch, I don't play Valorant. Is Valorant that type of game? Apex, like these types of games or adjacent side games I don't really spend much time with. But Marvel Rivals has really caught my attention in a way I didn't think it would. Maybe that is just because it's Marvel and I like Marvel. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like that couldn't be part of it, but that's not a bad thing. If part of it was just appealing to the fact that I like Marvel stuff, like I like Marvel comics, and sometimes the MCU occasionally, not really in the past little while, but hey, if that's the case, like, hey, that's fine. It's a fun game and I enjoy it, and at the end of the day, if it's something you enjoy, that's all that really matters to some extent. That's all that really matters to some extent. Good shit. Aye. But yeah, that's it. I'll leave you guys with that. If you did play the beta and you happen to find this, what did you guys think? Do you think they did anything crazy? What characters do you want to see come in? Because I'm still curious to see who they're adding. We do know at this point via, I think, some data mining that Captain America is coming at some point. I imagine he'll probably be the next character they're going to reveal. That'll be interesting. He's probably going to be DPS, but that's fine. We do need a new DPS because we haven't gotten one yet. So yeah, just let me know what you think. Let me know what your ultimate thoughts are right now, what you think the game's position in. I'm looking forward to it in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Maybe it'll be another toy review, you know? Maybe that's coming this Saturday, perhaps. Ooh, stay tuned. Alright, okay, I'll let you guys go now. Later.